Hello gamers, my name is Lavon Cason, back at it again with another video. I got some big news for all you Xbox gamers out there that are into backwards compatibility for the Series S and Series X. Microsoft has pretty much clarified which games work on Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X day one, as you can see here right now. Pretty much nearly every game that runs on the Xbox One, including Xbox and Xbox 360 titles right now, will pretty much work on the new consoles on launch day. As you can see here, Xbox Director of Program Management, Jason Ronald, here's his tweet right here. After 500,000 plus hours of testing, we're excited to share that all Xbox 360, and Xbox One games playable on Xbox One today, except the handful that require Kinect. So all those Kinect titles will not work on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S of consoles. But everything else will work on the Xbox Series X and S consoles. And it'll pretty much, look and play better with the auto HDR and stuff like that. So, as you can see here, so all these games right here, will work on the Xbox One. Let's go to another list. So, Fable 2, Fable 3, Splinter Cell Conviction, Splinter Cell Blacklist, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, Brothers in Arms, Ghost Recon 2, Advanced Warfighter 2, Castlevania, Harmony of Despair. All 31, listings of games, as you can see here, all these games will pretty much work on the Xbox series of consoles. And it is a nice feature to have, backwards compatibility. It really is a nice feature. Because what if you never owned an Xbox or an Xbox 360? Because let's be honest, people, not everybody, and I mean a lot of people out there, aren't going to go back and buy the old original OG 2001 Xbox. And they're not going to probably go back and buy themselves a 360 or anything like that. So you cannot deny this, people, that this is a nice feature to have for Xbox gamers. Is it the most important feature? Well, no, because at the end of the day, it is all about the games and what Xbox is offering right now as far as, new gaming experience, it is lacking. But I could see this being a selling point for an Xbox person. The fact that their library crosses over to the Xbox series of consoles and will be playable on those consoles, that could be a neat selling point for all those hardcore Xbox fans out there and a few, retro gamers out there that are interested into this feature. But say for like PlayStation gamers, maybe, some out there, it could appeal to them. For a lot of PlayStation gamers, that's not really appealing enough to them. But I'm just, talking about as far as in this community goes. A lot of PlayStation gamers out there in this community would rather play new games. But, again, it's just this community, like I said, maybe, other people out there, maybe if they are a PlayStation gamer, they might be interested into going back and playing, Xbox's back catalog, and the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S allows them to do that. Whereas with the PlayStation 5, yeah, you got PlayStation now and you can use it to play PS3 games. And yeah, you got some PS2 classics, even though they're classified as PS4 games. and running through emulation, basically. You know, they're not remakes. They just added trophy support and, you know, pretty much up-res the resolution up to 1080p. And yeah, you can play, you know, pretty much nearly 99% of the PlayStation 4 library on the PlayStation 5. In a way, you kind of, sort of, in a way, has more access to Sony's, you know, back catalog of games in a way. But I will say this, Xbox method in a way is better. In a way, because it allows, you know, Xbox One games to double the frame rate. So say if that game was, you know, 30 frames per second, right? And that game can become 60 frames per second. You know, like example, Fallout 4. You know, Fallout 4 was a 30 frames per second game. Now it could become a 60 frames per second game on the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. While on the PlayStation 5, say if you were to put in, you know, Fallout 4 in there on the PlayStation 5, then it'll just be 30 frames per second. You know, it'll be a stable 30 frames per second, but it will be 30 frames per second. I say Xbox's is a little bit better when it comes to having backwards compatibility. And plus, you know, and this is my opinion too, honestly, I think that they're going to put, you know, as far as Sony goes, I think they're pretty much going to put, you know, PlayStation 1 games in PS Now, PlayStation 2 games in PS Now, and pretty much have PS3 games still with PS Now. I think Sony is going to pretty much use PlayStation Now as a way of saying, if you want to play, you know, PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, and PlayStation 3 games, then you will pretty much have to subscribe to PlayStation Now. That's how I see it. You know, I see Sony using PlayStation Now as a way of saying pretty much you can play all generations of PlayStation 1 through 3 of games. That's how I see it. When I get my Series S, I'm going to be trying, you know, Xbox One games and Xbox 360 games and, heck, even original Xbox games on the Xbox Series S, because they will offer, you know, better frame rates, faster loading times, and also to resolution boost. You know, it'll up the resolution of these games. That is just me. You know, there's a lot of people out there that'll just, you know, pretty much move on and just want to play new games and don't really care about going back and playing old games. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are like that. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and peace.